In this week's episode, it's our annual tribute to the Super Bowl and all its crappy commercials. Actually, it's the Super Bowl that was crappy this time, but I digress. We've got trailers galore, Andy Warhol sort of eating a burger, creepy robots, a fiery ending, and that was just the commercials. The AP popcorn buckets came out, and they're even more disappointing than what we could have imagined. Also, more Galaxy's Edge tie-ins, Dumbo sneak peek, Dole Whip controversy, and more on this halftime edition of the MousePIRE Podcast. I'm Anthony.
I'm Diggs.
I'm Tim. Welcome to MousePIRE, your source for Disney, Star Wars, and everything in between. This is the podcast where both empires collide. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the MousePIRE Podcast.
What's going on? Uh-oh.
The apprentice lives.
What is this?
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Bring up me how to show up.
You never had a friend like me.
Some imagination, huh?
Made you look.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Michael. Michael, the OG nail guy.
Oh, no, I was talking about the Three Caballeros.
Oh, not Michael?
Because it just had its birthday just the other day, the movie.
We don't talk about Michael, right?
Oh, Michael, it's his birthday. That's right. Hey, it's Rant Man and wishing you a happy birthday to you.
Whoa.
Oh, wait, that was supposed to be something else.
You know what? Just thinking about it real quick. Michael will probably not hear this until December because I don't think he's keeping up on the podcast. But anyway, yeah, Michael had a birthday. Actually, it was yesterday. And he had a birthday weekend, I guess. I don't know if it was a weekend. But real quick, before I get to that part, I saw him post a picture of his birthday cake. And did you see it?
No.
All I can say is there were strawberries on top. I was like, ooh. I'm not sure what kind of cake it was, unless it was kind of some kind of like a cheesecake type of cake. I don't know, but the strawberries look really good. And I didn't get any, but it's all good. I hope you enjoyed your cake, Michael.
And ate it too.
Yeah. But real quick, for his birthday, well, he started celebrating his birthday early, of course. And we went to the parks on the Friday, and he had the Glow with Michael. And I have to say that he asked me, how many people do you think were going to show up? And I said 13. And he looked at me. I go, well, I was going to say 8. So anyway,
You gave him the benefit of the doubt.
yeah, I did. I was wrong. It
was 32.
About 30 something.
I guess.
Yes, there was like 30 something people there. We took over the train. This
Whoa. You rode the train, huh?
year, yeah, I rode the train twice. We went around the park twice.
Wow.
There was actually, we actually got to the point where we filled up one car. So that was pretty cool, glowing people. And then the later meetup, seeing there was more people on the second meetup, and we took over Pirates of the Caribbean. So that was pretty cool. Cool event, Michael. And it was the Pajama Jam and the Glow with Michael day. Oh, Glow with Michael in your pajamas. That's what it was, yes. And it was pretty cool. A lot of people showed up. I was actually surprised that I was wrong. So anyway, that was a pretty cool event, and had a great time hanging out. And we'll get to more of that later. So 3 Caballeros had a birthday?
Yeah, it was one of the odd numbers, one of the ones you don't really pay attention to.
Probably like Michael's birthday.
Yeah. It's Ron Howard's other daughter's birthday today.
The other one we don't know.
Yeah, Paige Howard.
Oh, okay.
It's her birthday today.
Cool. And it's my little homie's birthday today, but he's not so little anymore. He's 22 today. And
he's not Ron Howard's daughter.
No, he's not. Definitely not. His birthday today. Just want to say happy birthday to Miggy. Yes. So like I said, we were in the parks on Friday because, well, Michael had that planned already. He was going to be in the parks for that event. But, of course, I went because of that Mickey Steamboat Willie popcorn balloon bucket. And, of course, you're hearing all the stories. Before you wake up and you start seeing all the posts that the 3-hour line for this and people waited forever for this and blah, 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 blah. And, of course, I'm just thinking, well, you're stupid if you're waiting that long for a popcorn bucket. I got the popcorn bucket. We went over to DCA first. And we just basically walked around the popcorn stands to see what the line was like and all of them. The one on Buena Vista Street, actually, I don't think it looked that big when we first got there. Later on, when we went back later, it was wrapped all the way around the inside where like they put the Christmas tree. I don't know if it was actually that way when we got there. I don't remember. I just saw the regular line. It might have been that way. And then over there by Soren, the line was going, they switched back line on the side of Soren. They had a line over there.
How many stands did they have that one at? Because obviously
10?
It wasn't in all of them.
They listed 10 or 11.
That's too many.
Because,
my complaint that whenever they do this, that means that regular people can't go get popcorn at those stands.
Oh.
Because no regular person's going to stand in line that long, at least not knowingly.
Okay, well, that's a good point, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But we went over to the pier to go check out that line, and
that one's usually pretty good.
Yeah, well,
that's
actually,
where I got Soli.
Yeah, actually, there was a lot of people in that line too. There was like 80 people in that line.
Sorry, not Soli. Oogie last year.
Right. There was like 80 people in that line, and I was just looking, and Jose said, "Oh, hey, we should just go check Hollywood." I said, I'm already over here, and by that time you're tired. I'm like, we'll just stay here. And the line was actually shorter than I guess it was because they had the tape on the floor, but there was still like plenty of tape behind us. So it wasn't that bad. And they actually had a cast member asking, who's here just for popcorn? So basically that tells you that they're going to go in the front of the line and get their popcorn. So that's a good thing.
That is good because it's something that they haven't done before when they've tied up those the popcorn stands with AP only buckets, and I think it's super unfair that they do that because then what are the other people? Because I've seen in the past when they've had the AP ones, and they've had the one at Town Square and in the Hub both selling the AP ones, and it's like so that means that a regular person has to walk all the way to like Matterhorn or all the way to like Frontierland or something to get popcorn. And it's really unfair to the regular people. I mean, I know we don't really care about the regular people as much, but I mean, sometimes we do.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. So I can't tell you if the other stands did that, but that one did. They asked if anyone was just there for popcorn, which is a good thing. And it wasn't that long of a wait, even though there was 80 people in front of us. They actually had about 6 cast members there. They had one cast member ringing you up. They had one cast member filling popcorn, the little popcorn sleeves, and they had they had 2 of them unpacking the bucket, and basically 2 handing them out.
Now, speaking of unpacking the bucket, let's talk about the state of the buckets.
What state are they from?
They must be from the farthest one, considering how damaged these things are. From what I hear,
yeah, I guess there's a lot of people complaining because they were scratched, and
I saw pictures on ones that people posted, and they got those big. The problem is that they're painted with a matte paint,
yes,
and then not clear coated with a matte clear coat. So matte paint, all you have to do is. I could take this pen and run it across it, and it's going to leave a big streak because that's how matte paint works. If you can't just run something across matte paint, it's going to leave a streak, and that's what's happening with these because they're matte paint that hasn't been clear coated with a matte clear coat, which is what they should have done to them. It's just
Well, that makes sense now after my story I'm about to tell you in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But just real quick, it didn't take us that long to get the bucket. So they were moving the line pretty quickly. I went up there. I paid. They gave me my receipt. I moved along to the next side. I showed them the receipt. They mark it, and they gave me my popcorn, and then they gave me the bucket, and then that was it. So that line was moving pretty quickly. I heard that over in Hollywoodland, they only had 2 cast members over there, and that line was moving slow. So I guess I lucked out by going to the one that had the most cast members. The rest of the popcorn stands, I don't know how many cast members they had there, but yeah, I lucked out. So I didn't wait that long, and plus, like I said, Michael was there, so we met up with Michael. Michael came and stood in line with us, which was a good thing because that allowed me to get another bucket. So he bought a bucket for me. And then another friend of ours, Carla, was there, and which allowed Jose to get another bucket. So that was cool. And then there was another people in line that we knew. So, having people in line and, just chit-chatting, it made the line go faster. And those cast members were awesome. They did a great job over there. So I got my popcorn. Like I said, I got 2 buckets. So now I have 2 cartons of popcorn. I didn't want to put the popcorn in the bucket. So I ended up putting one of the buckets in my backpack. And then I put one popcorn thing in my backpack. And because I wasn't hungry, I didn't want to eat popcorn. Michael took the other popcorn. So that was cool. And then I was carrying one. Michael said he had a locker. And I said, "Oh, can I put this in there?" He's like, "Yeah. We'll see if we can make some room."
Watch out, big money over here with a locker.
$7, dude, more than 3. So he got a little locker. So that's what he was saying. We got to see if we have room. So I had room, so I didn't have to carry 2 buckets around, one in my backpack, and I put that in the locker. So here's the story I was going to tell Anthony earlier, because I had to clean out my backpack because the popcorn spilled in there because it was full. And I was thinking, I try to be smart about things, and I was thinking I should have brought a big Ziploc bag. I should have brought that. I didn't think about it, and then I remembered I have in my backpack a small Ziploc bag, and I was thinking to myself, well, that popcorn's not going to fit in there. Yeah, but then later on, I'm thinking, oh, you're stupid because you could have used that to cover it. If I would have used a Ziploc bag and covered the top, it wouldn't have spilled. So I get the You're Stupid award today, I guess. But anyway, hey, Bugs Bunny's here.
What's up, Doc?
So
you're a maroon.
Exactly. So I that night I had to clean my bag out, and I'm taking all the popcorn out of the bag. I take out my bucket. I take out the popcorn, clean it up, and I notice all this grease on the bucket. Just like you saying how it's going to leave a streak. Well, since the popcorn fell, the grease from the popcorn got on the bucket, and now it's all over the ears and all that. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's just going to that grease because there's no coating on the matte paint. That grease will just soak into the matte paint now, and it's you can't get it off.
You cannot get it off even with Dawn soap. So now I got a greasy popcorn bucket. And
it's on the same order as, look over on the side of that cabinet right there. You see how it looks kind of streaky on the top with the dark brown?
Yeah.
That's because I had too much wood oil on a rag, and I did it too hard with a circle, and it put a lot of the wood oil on there. Now I would have to go back over the whole entire thing.
Oh.
Because now it's like heavily soaked in that part.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that's happening with yours. If it would have been clear coated with a matte clear coat, you could have just wiped it off, and it wouldn't have been on there. But they didn't do that, and that's why those look like they're all. Yeah, you're gonna have to like basically treat that thing with like kid hands. And I saw pictures of people that were coming right out of the box and hanging on the thing.
Yeah,
people took pictures of the ones that were hanging, and you can see that there were already marks and stuff on them. And I'm just like, if they can't even get that kind of good quality control on their product. It's like, why are they even bother? And then they're going to sell that shit for $20.
Now, someone asked if they could, because like I said, they had 2 cast members unpacking them from the boxes, and from the box they came in a bubble wrap, and they were taking the buckets out of the bubble wrap, and someone asked, "Can we just get it with the wrap?" And they said, "Oh no, we're not allowed to." Exactly.
Suffocation hazard.
And I know people immediately post all the posts. People put them on eBay, and I've seen pictures of it in the bubble wrap.
Oh, really?
Yes, people
were giving them out in the bubble wrap.
Yes, because people said,
well, you know how it is with cast members. It's like one cast member to one popcorn booth to another. It's going to be different shit depending on who's there.
So I cleaned my popcorn bucket. It didn't come out. Now that you tell me about not coating it, now I understand why it's not going to come out. Yeah, it sucks. If you guys haven't heard, the popcorn buckets did sell out. We were over in Town Square, and there was a line over there for the buckets. And so Jose went to go look to see how many were there, and they only had 3 left and a long line. So we're like, oh. So we're thinking, okay, maybe they'll get some more, because they keep, the other lines, keep seeing the cast members pushing carts for the boxes. So we say, okay, maybe they'll be getting some more soon. And all of a sudden we see the cast member going, "We're out of buckets, guys. We're out of buckets." And the line disperse. And then you get the people who don't know that they're out of buckets and go, "Oh, come on, let's go. Because there's no line. Denied.
Now, in case you guys haven't figured out by now, Tim's not here.
Oh,
because if he was here by now, this is when Tim would be jumping in to tell you about how there's a conspiracy, about how there's like 20,000 buckets in boxes that are being held backstage because a number on a side of one box times math tells you that there's 32,000 buckets, and it's the same math that we tried to do before with the alien bucket or the Soli bucket, and it didn't end up working because whatever reasons, that's not how it works, and that doesn't mean that there's that many at the park. So whatever conspiracy theories you hear about them maybe not having any, I guarantee you that there are boxes of ones backstage, but I also guarantee you that they're broken.
Yeah.
Or they're damaged beyond. There's probably so many that are backstage that are scratched beyond where they are like, oh, we can't sell that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people saying that they saw cast members taking boxes back that would have the broken ones or whatever damaged. And of course, if they're damaged or anything, they're not going to sell those.
Well, I know that there was boxes of the Soli ones, broken Soli ones backstage for months after those were gone. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see these come back with a clear coat on them.
Yeah, though too late for me because I'm not going to buy another one.
Just saying, if they do come back, I wouldn't be surprised if they're redesigned, or maybe they come back next year and they're redesigned. It wouldn't be the first time, obviously, that they've redesigned something or had something come out basically the same. Well, this is already a redesign of the balloon popcorn buckets. Yeah. So I mean, we already know that it's either a remold or a repaint. Going by the fact that it has that it looks so matte paint on it, I wouldn't be surprised if they just aren't repaints. What does the inside look like? Is it just?
I didn't even look at it because I didn't.
I'd be curious what color the inside of the bucket is.
It's probably the same color as the. I don't know. I was just thinking.
Because is the bottom painted too? The black part, is it painted too, or is it matte painted, or is it just the top gray? The light gray. Because there's the top part, which is the dark gray, the light gray, and then the bottom is the dark gray, I believe. I was just wondering if that was all, if it's completely painted, or if it's like part of it is the actual molded part of the bucket.
Yeah, the bottom is gray. I don't know. You know what? No, I think the it might be all black, like the inside,
right?
And then the outside is painted gray in the bottom,
right? So basically, like I was saying, it's just a remold of the popcorn of the balloon popcorn bucket from 2 years ago. No, but 4 years ago now.
Yeah,
that was 2015. Gosh,
yeah.
how time flies since the 60th. So I wouldn't be surprised if it came back. I mean, look at how many times the other things have been brought back just with a repaint. So we'll see. Seems very unlikely they would bring them back for one day. I mean, after all, the Mickey sippers were supposed to come back for one day, and then they didn't, right? Just ask Tim.
That's funny.
Hey, but if anybody else out there got their AP Steamboat Willie popcorn bucket and has any complaints, or if yours is scratched, or if you have any other ideas, email us, mousepire@gmail.com. Yeah. You know what would be a good idea is if you don't want to damage anymore, to just buy a can of clear coat and do it yourself.
Okay. Or I'd just let you do it for me.
You act like you don't know how to use spray paint.
Racist. Hey, Anthony.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an elephant fly?
Not in person.
Well, guess what? There will be a sneak peek of Dumbo.
Sneak peek of the sneak peek?
That too, but right now we're talking just about this sneak peek.
Oh.
And it's going to be a little different this time because it's not at the Sunset Showcase Theater and it's not at the Tomorrowland Theater. It is at the Opera House.
Well, it is a theater.
I just hope John Wilkes Booth is not there. So yeah, this time we'll be having a sneak peek over at the Opera House. And that's going to begin next month. No, they didn't put a date. They just said this March.
Well, the movie comes out at the end of March, so I would assume that it's going to be probably sometime. I'm going to put it on, flip the calendar over to March. He is flipping a physical calendar that is on the wall over to March. He had to lick his fingers like the old thing says. Okay, I believe it's March 8th that Captain Marvel comes out, right?
Okay. This comes on the 29th.
And that comes out on the 29th. So I'm going to say that the preview is going to start on the 15th. Calling it right now. And there will be a AP sneak peek of the sneak peek on the day before.
Which is the 14th.
Yes, the 14th.
All right, so that's his prediction.
If it's not that day, it'll be the 8th.
And there you go. And if it's not that date, well, Disney was wrong about it.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll be having a sneak peek of Dumbo coming to Disneyland Park over at Lincoln. So Lincoln's going to be sharing his theater with Dumbo. And that's going to be pretty cool.
So that means no Lincoln while that's going on, I assume.
Right. I think Lincoln has to... I think he's going on vacation.
Well, he deserves it. It's his birthday this month, though, so he should have gotten the vacation this month.
Right.
But, you know,
right.
That's what happens when you're the president. I mean, Lincoln just can't go to Mar-a-Lago whenever he wants.
All right, so that's something to look forward to. Of course, I am very, very excited to see this movie. It looks really good. And I think Anthony might be excited to see this movie.
I have tempered expectations.
Okay.
I got Captain Marvel's on my focus right now, and then Endgame, but the one I'm Lion King. You know.
Oh yes.
Really got to have that focus on Lion King. Hey, and we got a little video or something.
Or something.
I see Danny DeVito.
Yep.
I like that guy. He's the penguin.
Hi, I'm Colin Farrell.
And I'm Danny DeVito.
Disney's live-action Dumbo is about to take flight. It's a brand new story with colorful characters on an incredible adventure with one unforgettable elephant.
But even more exciting than that, we've got an exclusive sneak peek of the movie that you can find at Disney Parks. Yeah, that's right. Just for you. Okay, fine. Maybe for you too. Rated PG.
Yeah.
He was talking to Dumbo.
Yeah, lucky. All right, so since we get an official date of that opening at the parks, we'll let you know.
Yes. We'll think about it.
I'll think about it.
Are you hungry? Well, they are. It's time for Fat Time in the Parks.
All right, so over at the parks, actually over at the hotel, we told you about over a year ago or last summer, or not a year ago, it was the summer, sometime in the summer or whenever it was, that Tangaroa Terrace closed to make way for the new and improved Tangaroa Terrace and the beach, or not the beach, the poolside thing. Now, is that open too, or is it just?
I can't tell you. I don't
know. Because I know that I saw a lot of pictures of a lot of seating area and viewing area that overlooks the pool, but I don't know if that just means it's a little bit closer to the pool now and it's been built out, and if it includes that whole section. But either way, the Tangaroa Terrace itself is now open with a new menu and, like I said, new seating and new decorations, and it looks all pretty and cool and stuff. But I just want to bring the attention to one particular thing that's going on at Tangaroa Terrace. And that is the new walk-up Dole Whip bar.
I heard about that today.
And something in particular, well, there's a couple things to bring to note about that.
Hold on. Let me get my pen.
Okay, yes, you should get your pen, because there is numbers involved.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it has to be done. Now, one thing to note is that now you won't have to walk all the way over to wherever it was before to get the alcoholic Dole Whip float, because it isn't there now.
Oh, that was at the hotel.
Yeah, before you had to go over to that other place by Goofy's Kitchen, I believe.
Maybe.
Had there was a little walk-up place where you can get the Dole Whip, alcoholic Dole Whip float.
Yeah, I remember now.
Now you can get it at the walk-up window at Tangaroa Terrace. It is $10. As a regular Dole Whip float, of course, with a splash of rum. But what I want to bring your attention to is the pineapple Dole Whip soft serve and the Dole Whip float themselves and the prices.
Oh, bum, bum, bum.
In the park, at the Dole Whip stand, a Dole Whip soft serve is $5.69. The Dole Whip float is $6.49. At this window, at Tangaroa Terrace, at the Disneyland Hotel in Anaheim, California, the Dole Whip soft serve is $2.99.
What?
And the Dole Whip float is $3.69.
What?
Now, I know there's always a whole thing about tax not being, already being included in at the Dole Whip, I'm sure, in the park, whereas this one you probably have to add the tax. But that ain't that much tax. I don't care where you are. There ain't that much tax. That is a difference of, I haven't done the math, but that is a difference of like almost $3 each.
Oh my gosh.
So if you're ever really jonesing for a Dole Whip until they figure out this and they change it, if you absolutely need your Dole Whip, I suggest you go to the hotel to Tangaroa Terrace
and get two for the price of one
at Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California, and get your float or Dole Whip on, or just say screw both of those and pay $10 and get your one with alcohol, because by the time you walk over, that's what you're gonna want anyways.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I can't take credit for discovering that. It was brought to my attention, but I found it highly amusing. And it was only because of that is why I discovered the Tangaroa Terrace was open. But, so that's an interesting development. That is at the walk-up bar, as I said, which also has specialty tiki cocktails and beer and spirits and wine, and also has a coffee thing with espressos and whatnot. Coffee Express, espressos, cappuccinos, lattes, cafe au lait, tea, hot chocolate. I don't know how much hot chocolate is in the park, but it's $2.99 here.
I believe hot chocolate is like $3 something.
Well, there you go. Go to the hotel. Apparently, they have to walk far to get to Starbucks, but they get much cheaper Dole Whips.
There you go. Well, that's some good information right there.
Indeed. You're welcome, Fernando. I don't know. Whoever out there likes Dole Whips a lot.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael. Go to the hotel. Bye.
Hey, did you know that the Astro Orbiter is gone? I think we talked about that last week. But you know what? We still getting those people saying that, it's going to be taken away and this and that, and conspiracy theories and things like that. I don't know.
My favorite theory is the thing I sent you. Phineas and Ferb.
Oh,
that's all I gotta say.
I just want to say that let's say that Disney was going to plan on taking this out, and so they can make room there because it is in the way. And a lot of people are hating on it, saying they need to take it out and stuff like that. I'm not hating on it. I do think it's in the way there.
It's been in the way ever since it was put there.
Yeah,
to be put in the way.
Yeah, it's a good ride, but it's in the way. And people are saying, they're taking it out, this and this and that. And, if you would really, really think about it, if they were taking it out just because they took it all down and they're doing the refurb to it, but let's say they were going to take it all down and just get rid of it and not tell anyone.
Now would be the time to do it.
Besides that, all the other decorations around it would be taken down already. And those are still up.
You're saying that like the signage and the booth and all that stuff would be taken down before the ride itself?
No, it'd be taken down already after they took down the ride.
Oh, right. But that stuff's still there.
I'm talking about the little balls on the sides.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Those are still up. They would have taken those down already if they were not going to bring back the ride.
Probably, because they would probably have a wall around the whole... Is there a wall around it?
The whole thing
there's
is
a wall. There's a whole wall around it. But, I mean, they would be actively... That would be becoming like a... They would actively have torn apart that whole thing because they would have... Presumably, if they're going to take it out, they would brick the whole thing down like as if it was never there.
Right.
Like they did with that fountain.
Yeah, for Mad T.
Which then Yeah,
so I'm just saying.
Plus one more thing, the ride is still in the back.
Right. We got pictures of that.
So if it was being taken out completely, it would be in Ranch Cucamonga.
Right.
It'd be with the electrical parade.
Yes. I'm just saying, if you guys were really thinking it's going to be taken down, do a little common sense work and think about it. Hey, why are these things still up? Anyway, so that's still scheduled to open in the spring. We still don't have a date on that. But
I will make no bones about it. I think it needs to be taken out or moved because it's in the way. Yeah, I said, it's in the way. The whole entrance to Tomorrowland needs to be completely redone. The Astro Orbiter needs to go away. All that rock work and shit needs to be gone. It needs to go bye-bye. They need to open up the whole entrance to Tomorrowland all nice and open. I would love it for it to go back to 1959 Tomorrowland with the flags and that big compass looking thing that looked like
right. It was a clock, I believe.
The clock, yeah.
But I just want to say, hey, that's what's going on. And then it's probably back sometime in the spring. No date yet. But I want to talk about some refurbs that are going on. Right now, Splash Mountain is closed through February 14th. Of course, Sleeping Beauty Castle is getting its refurb open in the spring.
I believe that Splash Mountain's the only one that has a date, a reopening date. The rest of them are all vague.
Well,
right?
We have no.
Oh, okay. That's what I had seen.
Well, we had the Sailing Ship Columbia that's going refurb through March 7th, opening on March 8th, and Fantasmic will be back on March 8th also.
Okay, cool.
So we have the dates for that. Upcoming refurbs for Disneyland Park. Mint Julep Bar will be refurbed from February 18th through March 1st. Space Mountain will be refurbed February 25th through March 14th. Of course, at DCA, we have the Grizzly River Run. That will reopen sometime in the spring. And it has a upcoming refurb for the silly Symphony Swings, which will be March 4th until we don't know yet. So we'll find out a date on that and let you guys know. But those right now are the planned refurbs for now. And don't forget that all these dates are subject to change without notice.
Tomorrow.
Hey, it could happen. It's happened before where I've seen the Golden Zephyr on the refurb, and then it comes up that weekend they're open still. It's been taken off. So that stuff like that always changes. Probably depends on what other projects they have going on and what needs to be done first. But that's just a little heads up. If you're heading to the parks anytime between those dates, you'll know that the stuff is going to be closed. Unfortunately, my nephews are going to be there during March, that 14th week, around there, March 13th, 14th, because their band's coming down. So they're going to miss Space Mountain because they're not going to be able to go on that. And I got to let them know, and they're probably going to be sad. Just kidding. But anyway, yep, that's what we have for now.
Are you ready for some boring football?
I was ready for football, but I
don't think they were ready for football.
I agree with that.
Because no matter who won, both of them sucked.
But before we get to that, let's talk about what really sucked. And, well, what people said that sucked was the halftime show.
Oh, well, I mean, I think that's a given.
Well, I don't know. I just want to say.
Wait, are you going to make the case for this halftime show being good? Because you're probably the only one.
Well, that's because they don't look at it as my perspective.
Well, you're looking at it from a technical perspective. Most people are looking at it from a performance perspective, and I think the consensus is that Maroon 5 should never do that again.
Well, let me talk about that real quick because I hate to admit this, but I was watching The Talk today. And
hey, Whoopi, I like Whoopi.
No, that's The View.
Oh, that's The View. Well, then it shows what I know.
The Talk has Sharon Osbourne.
Oh, I like Sharon Osbourne.
I do too. So Sharon Osbourne, they were talking about the halftime show and how people didn't like it and all that stuff. Now, Sharon went on and basically said that Maroon 5 is not an, basically, I want to say, elite band, and they should have not been in that situation to perform because they're not that good to be performing at a Super Bowl halftime show.
She's not wrong.
That is messed up, though.
She's not wrong, but it is messed up for someone of her caliber to say out loud on a talk show.
Here, I just remember her word was, "They are weak."
Well,
you don't say that being in her position, because now it just sounds like she's trying to say, well, they shouldn't have Maroon 5. They should have had Ozzy on there.
Well, I don't think that's what that says at all, but I think it just says that everybody knows that it was supposed to be, who was it supposed to be originally? But Beyonce or?
No, Beyonce.
Not Beyonce. So, who was it supposed to be? She said no because of Kaepernick.
Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, Cardi
B.
She was supposed to come in sing with Maroon 5 because they did a song together.
Oh, so she was supposed to make it better.
Yeah, she was supposed to make an appearance, and she said no. But he still.
So instead, you ended up with SpongeBob.
Yes, which I still don't understand what SpongeBob had to do unless Homeboy was from Atlanta.
It had nothing to do with it. It was, from what I hear, it was a really poor attempt at taking advantage of the death of the SpongeBob creator, but something that had to do with a meme.
Oh, okay.
It was like it's supposed to be a tribute to a meme or something like that.
Oh, I didn't understand.
But it was really poor, and it should never have been done, is from what I understand.
Oh, okay. But anyway, my point is Sharon shouldn't have said that about, Adam Levine and the band because, she is in the music business, but she still should have said, hey, maybe she should have said, maybe Maroon 5 shouldn't have been there. Maybe they should have, whatever. Not saying that they're weak and they're not capable of pulling off a halftime performance.
Are you upset that she said it or just that somebody said it?
That she said it, because she shouldn't have said that.
Right. Because I'm sure if she didn't say it, somebody would have, and I'm sure somebody else did.
Well,
she just said it in a public forum, which makes it seem worse.
In my opinion, if you said it, if the neighbor said it, someone else said it, that don't mean nothing. But coming from her and her, being in the music business forever, it means something. And, she just shouldn't have said that. I was like, dang, that's just wrong. I was laughing when I heard it because I just thought that was so wrong. But,
well, I mean, I'm going to have to agree. I mean, they really had no business on there. To me, the Super Bowl halftime show has become a joke anyways. I think it's going to go down. Katy Perry was the last best halftime show, and we'll never get another Left Shark. and we will most certainly never get another Prince, another Michael, or another halftime show of those kind of calibers. We're never going to get one again. I'll say it right now. We're never going to get one again because this is what we've devolved to with the halftime show. Is this kind of half-assed garbage?
Now, people are saying that this is the worst halftime show ever. I'm going to disagree with that. I've seen worse.
I'm sure there's been worse.
Yes, there has been worse. But I don't know. I mean, I like Maroon 5. I like their songs. I don't have, I mean, I like them, but I don't have any other CDs or anything.
I mean, he didn't need to take his shirt off.
Well, he did because he needed to try to get more people to pay attention.
Well, I think he had the opposite effect. If anything, people are just saying that it's hypocritical because he should have gotten in trouble like Janet did.
Yes, I agree with that. Everyone's talking about that. But I think that's kind of stupid because we all know that,
Well, we all know that's a double standard.
Yes.
Men are not held to the same standard. They can walk around with no shirts on.
Right. And it's the norm. It's
right.
what everyone's used to. And, you go to the beach and that's how it is. But anyway, that was just my point on the halftime show real quick.
So let's try and bring it back around.
Bring it around.
Turn
that bus around.
Yeah, I mean, just because Tim's not here doesn't mean we need to go off on our own tangents.
But ours are not that long.
No. I mean, that was probably about as long as it gets right there.
Right.
So
we had some commercials and things and trailers.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there wasn't a Star Wars trailer because there wasn't supposed to be one. And despite what people may say, certain people may say, and despite what certain people and other people may have read on the internets,
and from a UK site,
from multiple clickbait sites, UK or not, nobody ever said there was going to be a Star Wars trailer. Nobody ever said there was going to be a Star Wars name unveiling or anything at the Super Bowl. It would have been great if there had been, like a surprise or something. That would have been fantastic, but it didn't happen. We got basically what we were expecting at the Super Bowl, and that was Captain Marvel, Endgame, and Toy Story, and I will now play all three of those for you, whether you like it or not.
Some people move on, but not us.
All right, so yeah, that trailer for a audio medium, pretty pointless. Sorry about that. Not sorry. Trust me, you're gonna get plenty of words in this next one, especially the words farther, faster, and whatever that other word was.
Furious?
Oh. Higher, further, and faster.
Wrong movie.
Trust me, if you don't remember the words higher, faster, and further by the end of this trailer, you will.
About to show these boys how we do it. You ready?
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Yes, babe.
Higher. Further. Faster. Higher. Further. Faster. Try to keep up.
Baby.
Yeah, you don't really realize until you're actually playing these for an audio medium that they're really, there's not really much going on for a,
Not sorry.
Not sorry at all. It's all the trailers that are not not the Disney ones that have more talking.
Right.
This one has talking.
You got a friend in me. Wow, this place is amazing.
Wasn't Buzz gonna meet us here?
He must be held up somewhere.
Hey, up here, Astro Boy.
If you think you can take our top prize spot, you're wrong.
Dead wrong.
Help me get out of here. I'll help you.
With my foot. Wow. Yeah. How you like that, cheetah? Oh, to infinity and my foot. Boom. In the vacuum of space, they cannot hear you scream.
Yeah, so that is Toy Story 4, a.k.a. Toy Story 4 Key and Peele. Because that is, once again, that is Key and Peele. That is what, Ducky and Bunny, right?
Yes.
Is that their names?
Yeah.
I made the comment, look at Jordan Peele getting 2 Super Bowl commercials because, of course, he is the narrator and, of course, the host of the upcoming Twilight Zone on CBS. I did mention that on the podcast before just because of the connection to the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror and the irony of that going away. I just want to say that in reference to my favorite Super Bowl commercial of the night, let it burn. Let all the Bud Light and garbage beer burn in fire from the dragons. That is like the best commercial ever. Game of Thrones coming in to burn down the Bud Light Kingdom is the most amazing thing ever because I cannot stand those damn commercials and with their stupid gross beer and making a thing like, oh, for the all and not for the many and not the few. You mean the many who like shitty beer, maybe? I would like a nice autumnal mead.
And one mead.
So, burn. Let it burn. But then I like how during the Super Bowl they burn it down, and then literally there's 2 commercials later on.
Of course. Hey, they're paying $5 million for a commercial, so they better get their money's worth.
Well, you know who must have a lot of money then? T-Mobile.
Yes.
Because they must have had, 4 of those commercials with the people texting?
Yes. And real quick, I think one of my friends posted, how come there wasn't any Doritos commercials? First thing I thought was, Doritos probably had 5 million reasons why they didn't have a commercials.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
All right. So, speaking of Disney and Pixar, it was just announced today that there will be a new thing on YouTube starting now called Spark Shorts, and there will be more coming later to Disney Plus. But for now, they're on YouTube, and they're called Spark Shorts, and the first one is called Pearl.
Now, real quick, is that like the Star Wars thing that you talked about a while back?
The Galaxy of Adventures ones on YouTube?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. This is...
No, I was just thinking, didn't you say...
Because this is on the Disney Pixar YouTube channel.
But my point is that they've done this before.
Right. So they've been doing this thing where they've been putting things out on YouTube first because I guess they want to build a base, and then they can be like, oh, do you like this? Well, come sign up for Disney Plus to get more.
Right. Smart.
So this is kind of like they're kind of using YouTube as a almost like free advertising with like full-length shorts.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, oh, well, here, you can get more of this later, which is basically what they're doing. But this short Pearl is about a roll of pink yarn going to work or something. I haven't watched it.
Okay.
It looks interesting. So, yeah, that's Pixar. So, imagine a ball of yarn on The Office, I guess.
Cool.
I mean, that's basically what Dwight was, a ball of yarn. So, and like I said, those are on the Disney Pixar YouTube channel for now. All right, so a couple of weeks ago when we were on the road, I was telling you guys about the Pirates Price book, Hondo book, where it takes place on Batuu at Blackspire. Well, we just got the announcement last week from Del Rey and Star Wars that there would be some new books coming out that will have more tie-in to Galaxy's Edge.
That means more words.
Yes, more words. Starting with one that had already previously been announced, but I hadn't mentioned it on here before, will be Galaxy's Edge getting its very own Marvel comic book.
Oh.
That will surround a Ithorian, also known to original Star Wars people as Hammerhead, a Hammerhead named Doc Onder. He is a Ithorian who deals in rare antiquities, presumably inside of Blackspire Outpost.
I was just thinking that.
He might be somebody that will meet
in the shops.
Actually meet in the shops.
That's cool.
So yeah, that is a miniseries that is coming in April. Like I said, from Marvel, that will be coming out on April 24th. And then, like I said, that one had previously been announced, but I hadn't mentioned it. But just announced by the same author who did the previous Captain Phasma book, Delilah Dawson, will be coming the appropriately simply named Blackspire.
Oh.
Which will be a prequel, another prequel to the Galaxy's Edge itself. And this one will be about General Leia Organa dispatching her top spy to Batuu in a desperate search for Resistance allies. So we'll see how that's going to tie into possibly Hondo's presence there, presumably if he's still there, and maybe even some tie into Resistance. Who knows? And then also from Disney Lucasfilm Press will be this is going to be a young adult novel called A Crash of Fate. And it's about a couple of friends living on Batuu and smugglers and angry pirates and adventure for young adults.
Okay.
So it'll be basically a bit like it's a young adult Star Wars novel based in Blackspire or on Batuu. So, and then having nothing to do with Galaxy's Edge or Batuu or Blackspire, but featuring one of the coolest covers ever in the history of any Star Wars book is going to be a book called Star Wars Myths and Fables, which basically looks like a crossover. It's like the Star Wars version of Stephen King's Eyes of the Dragon. But it's like a like Star Wars Dungeons and Dragons, but it like has the coolest cover like in the history of Star Wars covers.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I actually like Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon.
Yes, that is a good one. Delilah Dawson's Blackspire novel comes out September 3rd, which means that presumably our Galaxy's Edge will be open before this book even comes out.
Oh.
The young adult book, A Crash of Fate, will be out August 6th. And the Myths and Fables Dragon book will be out on August 6th as well. I don't think there's actually dragons. It's a crate dragon, but that's just on the cover. It just looks really cool.
There is no dragons in Bruce Lee either.
No Bruce Lee. All right, and then also speaking of Galaxy's Edge, last week we got a video featuring Christina Dewberry, who is construction manager at Walt Disney Imagineering, and she takes us on a little
behind the scenes.
Yes, behind the scenes tour of things. It's one of those every role's a starring role videos that they have. This one just happens to do with Galaxy's Edge. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Christina Dewberry, construction manager with Walt Disney Imagineering. I'm working on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and welcome to Every Role, a Starring Role. I've been an Imagineer, it'll be 10 years this summer. I'm very proud of that. And for the last couple of years, I've actually worked on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. My role has been the logistics manager to make sure that everything that is coming and going from the project happens in the most efficient and safe way possible. My typical day is never typical. Building Batuu, an entirely new planet compared to a construction job, right? A building out there in the middle of the city. Worlds of difference, pun intended. The ability to be successful for this project is only because of our communication with all of our park partners. Operations, security, custodial, everyone is so important in making sure that this amazing thing happens because they support us, and we do really appreciate that support. The way I got into construction was as a kid. I helped my dad around the house, Mr. Fix-It. I had my own little tool belt, but I was also a Star Wars fan. Watching Princess Leia on the movie screen and seeing how empowered she was, and she was such a forceful leader, and she was able to do it with grace and style. Those are all things that I've tried to emulate as I go through my career as a woman in construction. My job brings magic to the guests because it's going to be able to allow them to experience Star Wars like they've never been able to experience before, and I'm excited for you to see it.
Hey, that's another one of those videos that you probably should actually watch if you want to get the gist of, there's the little sneak peeks of Galaxy's Edge that you get every time they show one of those videos that's actually inside.
Yep.
All right, and so one other little bit about Galaxy's Edge is that today there was an earnings call, which they did not announce the title of Episode 9, much to the internet's chagrin. But what Iger did say was that Galaxy's Edge was going to require no advertising of any kind. Just word of mouth.
Ah.
He's like, basically, we could just, he joked that they could just put out a Twitter post saying it's open, and that's all they need to do.
True.
And I see people analyzing that and saying, oh, well, no lack of advertising did you really well with Solo, didn't it? I'm like, do you know nothing about theme parks? Theme parks and movies are not the same thing. Why would you even do you have to be really, really that disconnected from how things are to know that there is no advertising needed for Galaxy's Edge? Everybody that needs to know about Galaxy's Edge presumably already knows about it. Anybody who cares about Galaxy's Edge knows about it already. There's people that don't care about Galaxy's Edge that know about it and wish they didn't. So presumably the people that care about Galaxy's Edge or Star Wars or whatever want to visit these parks, they know about it already. You don't need to advertise it. The parks are busy as it is. It doesn't need to be advertised. And I almost 100% guarantee that there's going to be the usual limited billboard and local TV advertising campaigns that they always have, like they did with the Electoral Parade coming back, like they did with the 60th. Anything, they always have a little limited. They put up a billboard on all the billboards they own. They will put a billboard up that says Galaxy's Edge, blah, blah, blah. And they will have their little commercials that probably show as part of the local packaging on only the stations. But other than that, that's all they will probably have. But anything other than that, they don't need it.
Nope.
The parks are busy. They want literally less people in the parks, not more. Why would you advertise when you don't need more people?
Exactly.
Galaxy's Edge will sell itself to the people that want to see it. They don't need to advertise. So also, the only other really couple interesting things that was mentioned in the earnings call was that they would be unveiling Disney Plus to the investors or whoever it is in April, which had been rumored for quite some time that was going to happen. So probably going to find out sometime in April when it will be coming out in more details, probably after it has been unveiled to them. Then probably everything will be revealed. At last, we'll reveal ourselves to the Jedi.
Wow. Keep your robe on.
Yes. And then also Iger expressed that basically the Fox stuff is going to stay the Fox stuff, and that that will leave also any Marvel stuff that wants to still be rated R will still stay under the Fox banner, including Deadpool and or anything else besides that. And basically just talking about how the dynamics of Fox stuff going to Hulu or whatever, as opposed to stuff that's going to go into Disney Plus. Because once the Fox deal goes through, Disney will own 60% of Hulu.
Oh.
Once the Fox deal is done.
Interesting.
But I'm probably going to skip ahead, but this is a good segue for this. Because we've actually seen one of the very first, not probably what you would expect, but probably the very first pairing and use of a Fox property has just been announced at the local TV thing. Besides them announcing that Modern Family will be wrapping up after season 11 next year, it was announced that they will be rebooting on my favorite network, Freeform, the old Fox property from the 90s, Party of Five. Because, when you think about the first thing that, not Wolverine, not the X-Men, not Simpsons, not anything else. But one of the first things that Disney decides to reboot of a Fox property is Party of Five. Now, for those of you that don't remember what Party of Five is, it was a show that gave us Jennifer Love Hewitt, Nev Campbell, Lacey Chabert, or however you say her name. And basically it was about a family whose parents die in a car crash, and then they're just a bunch of kids or whatever they are. I never watched the show.
The eldest one basically raised them.
Right. They raised themselves or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So this reboot is going to take a little bit different approach. It's going to be about a completely Mexican family whose parents have been deported back to Mexico, and how they have to basically raise themselves in America when their parents have been sent back to Mexico. Now, if there isn't a more topical topic, and it's good that this is going to have such a opportunity, a diversity, and a very diverse cast, obviously, but. Yeah, I think it's great. It's fine. It's definitely gonna leave itself open for a lot of ridicule.
Right.
Probably undeserving. But I mean, I would say that thank goodness it's not another whitewashed version of Party of Five, because they could have easily have said, okay, we're gonna make another Party of Five with all white people again. I mean, it's good that they didn't do that. But of course, all your usual trolls are going to be like, "Oh, look at all this not white people and blah blah blah. We hate it." But so yeah,
cool.
Freeform, Party of Five on Freeform. I didn't see when that was coming out, but if you're into that, cool. I mean, I like the concept. I like that they're not just basically just doing the same exact story again with a bunch of white people whose parents died.
Right.
At least they're going with a whole nother kind of it's a topical route. It's a good idea. They could do a lot of great stories. Like, it could be, I don't want this to sound the wrong way, but it's exactly what I mean. This could be Blackish for Mexicans.
True.
Where Blackish tends to be a lot of people say that that's a really great portrayal of, middle America and stuff in households.
Yeah.
This could be the same thing, like that. But obviously, and portraying those real things, like having parents that have been deported and stuff like that. It's a real issue. And I think it could be a really great show and I think it's going to be a great show for those people who it's directed at too.
I watched Blackish. I love Anthony Anderson. I loved him ever since I've seen him do those, what do you call it, character actors and all those movies like Romeo Must Die, and he's just funny. So he's one of my favorite actors, and he's really good on that show. It's awesome.
Hey.
What's up?
Tim's not here to say, hey, it's time for the mail.
Yep. I noticed he wasn't here. And that's probably why we have a shorter show today. But yes, our first email is from Wreck-It Rachel, and her subject line is Cookie Con. She says, "What's up, guys? This weekend I went to the LA Cookie Convention. Did you know that was a thing?" Well, actually, I knew the Cookie Con was coming, and I was really, really thinking about going. I was like, oh, I want to go. But I didn't, obviously. She said, I sure didn't. My sister got me tickets for Christmas. It was at the Anaheim Convention Center. We basically walked around and sampled cookies and watched lots of baking demos. There were chefs from the Food Network there, but I didn't go see them. The setup was a lot like D23, except there was a lot less people and no spending hours waiting in line. We pretty much walked right up to panels and sat in the front row 10 minutes before they started. Also, what was really cool, there was the Pizza Planet truck, the Jeep from Jurassic Park, the DeLorean, and R2-D2. I have no idea what they have to do with cookies, but they were pretty awesome. So I had fun. I bought some edible glitter to make fancy cupcakes, and I'm excited to try that. And so are we. I have insider information about astral orbiters. My best friend's cousin's husband, sister's nieces, cat sitter's friend. No, just kidding. She didn't say that. I thought he's giving me this look.
So that makes you us what?
No,
Absolutely nothing.
No, she actually said, my best friend's husband works at Disneyland in the paint and plaster.
Like, okay, Lewis.
In the paint and plaster department. They are just being repainted. So there you go. And now you know. Until next week, Rachel.
Bye.
She also sent us pictures of her in front of the DeLorean with the R2 unit. Oh, and it has the droid. It looks like, what do you call those little droids?
Oh, mouse droid.
Yeah. And then she has a picture of the Jurassic Park Jeep and the Pizza Planet truck. So that's pretty cool.
Cool.
I did want to go to that Cookie Con. I was thinking about it.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah, I saw an advertisement on Facebook.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Probably because I follow a lot of cooking things, you know. And I was like, oh, let me see this. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, I want to go. I even showed it to Jose. And Jose was like, oh, we should go. But yeah, we didn't get around to going. Well, thank you for your email there, Wreck-It Rachel. All right, next email is from Dan the Mailman. His subject line is a return and a big game. Finally, Dan has returned to the parks. Anthony will get that reference. I get it too. I went to the park for the first time in 2019 this last week. My brother and I met up with Diggs, Jose, and Michael, the old mail guy. Happy birthday, Michael. In typical MousePIRE fashion, I didn't actually ride any attractions. Just got to see what all this Valentine's hype is about. Not sure what I feel about them decorating for Valentine's Day. Maybe if we were lucky, the little man of Disneyland will make an appearance for St. Patrick's Day. Had a little bit of fat time with the strawberry.
Don't come on, Jose, like that.
Had a little fat time with the strawberry churro. Pretty good. Not as much Kool-Aid taste as the last one. That was found in Tomorrowland. And the dipping sauce was excellent. Finished off the night hanging at the Jolly Holiday as the park near closing in the rain, and generally just had a good time with good people. I don't work next week, so hopefully we'll actually make an appearance on the show.
Too bad we're not having a show.
If I haven't been replaced by Giselle, haha. No invite.
Well, maybe you and Giselle can have a podcast next week, since we're going to be unavailable to have one next week.
Yeah, Anthony is going to be traveling the world. Just kidding.
Yeah, you're going to be babysitting, and I'm going to be doing other things.
Since you aren't supposed to say Super Bowl, I refer to it as the big game. Oops. No, you can say Super Bowl you want. You just can't advertise you having a Super Bowl. Anything Super Bowl in a restaurant, you can't advertise their Super Bowl. You can say Super Bowl all you want because they're not going to come after you because you said Super Bowl. You know, I'm saying Super Bowl, and they're not going to say anything because I said Super Bowl. But you can't advertise any like Super Bowl specials if you have a restaurant or anything like that.
Stanley Cup.
Oops, we're in trouble. Game sucked, but those commercials for Captain Marvel, Avenger, Toy Story, and Star Wars were excellent. Oh, we didn't get a Star Wars trailer. Who knew?
And apparently not Tim.
The other three look good. I choose Captain Marvel for actually being the best one of the three. What do you think? I'm sure Anthony already played them here on the podcast. We will see if I make it to the parks this weekend, possibly Friday. Saturday is going to be long as I head to Olvera Street, search for an authentic churro, and a tour of Cal State, LA. Maybe I will go on Valentine's Day for a little while on a solo trip. We'll see. See you all soon. Dan the Man out.
First of all, Dan, I just wanted to say that we were discussing earlier that I believe or at least I'm disappointed, and he's in agreement with me that the strawberry churro was a missed opportunity to have it taste like strawberry milk, strawberry quick, and rather than Kool-Aid, which to me makes no sense. And Number 2, yes. Yes, we are all in agreement about the whole Super Bowl thing.
What did you think about Captain Marvel being the best of the 3?
Higher, further, faster.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to it. If anything, just to own the cons, I guess. I don't know.
Cookie Con?
Sure. I don't know. All the toxic people who don't think that Captain Marvel is good, I don't know, because it's woman, you know. All those people.
Yeah.
They think that Captain Marvel's going to bomb because she doesn't smile.
Okay.
Because she's a woman who doesn't smile.
Hmm.
And they're the worst kind, apparently, according to them.
Okay.
But
all right. Well, thank you for your email there, Dan, the mailman.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah, sorry, we're not going to be available next week, but like I said, if you and Giselle and Michael or anybody else want to get together and record your own little mini podcast, we'll be, and you can send it to Diggs, and then we would be happy to play it on the podcast.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool, because I encourage all of you who go to the parks or get together as groups or do anything to record things and send them in. We've already encouraged Mr. Knight to do his own recording of food reviews and stuff, but he has yet to do that. I've encouraged other people in the past. I've even encouraged Diggs to do recordings at the park, and we just never did it. But you know, do it. We'll play that shit.
Yeah. All right. So you got any things to send in? You want to record something from the parks or on your own, or you can even record and say, "Hey, Anthony, you suck." Hey, we'll play it. You can also, if you have any tips of the weeks or any other comments and questions or stuff like that, all you have to do is email us.
MousePIRE@gmail.com.
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydiggs.com today. Buttons by Diggs, Buttons by Diggs. Remember, those are buttons, not pins.
All right, that's going to do it for this short episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. I heard there was a troll that's farting glitter.
Yeah, it's not at Disneyland.
No.
It's at another theme park.
It's really interesting. But
yeah. It's for those, those trolls. Trolls, because, they're a thing still.
Yes, they are. Actually, real quick, I went to Victoria Gardens over there in Rancho Cucamonga, and they have, the mug shake.
Yes.
Well, they opened up a restaurant, and they have burgers and stuff like that. Well, while I was there, they have this big old screen on the wall, and they were showing Trolls. Don't know why they're showing Trolls, but it was on the screen there. But real quick, those burgers there are really good. So if you ever go to the mug shake and try to the restaurant, try the burger. Really good, juicy. I didn't have a mug shake because, well, a lot of sugar in that. So I was good. But yeah, hey, don't forget, coming up is Ducks Day at Disneyland. That will be on Monday the 11th.
Yes.
So go check that out. A lot of Ducks players should be there, old.
Yeah, don't forget that if you want an autograph, that you must be there at the Butt Crack of Dawn at DCA, basically a rope drop when it opens.
Just like getting a popcorn bucket.
Yes, just like getting a popcorn bucket, just like when they had the Disney Channel thing. If you wanted to meet David Tennant or anybody, there was only a couple people that sold out fast. But anyways, yes, so if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys get there early on Monday the 11th for Ducks Day. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Anaheim Ducks.
And then last week we were talking about the Lunar New Year stuff. I think that's over on the 17th. Is that what it said? I know Lunar New Year's like today or something.
Yes.
And I think it's going to the 17th. I think I saw something from Disney come out today about that. Oh, yeah, it was a Disney AP about getting your buttons and stuff like that.
Right.
At the AP corner, which I did not get because I didn't get over there when we were there on Friday. So.
Well, you still have a whole nother week, almost a week.
Yeah.
More than a week, actually. No, yeah, a week and a half. So, plenty of time to get over there. If you haven't gotten over there yet to get your buttons or celebrate the New Year, the Lunar New Year stuff. At least it's going on much past the Lunar New Year this time, as opposed to, I think it was when they extended the hours last year, but they still had the Lunar New Year ending like just 2 days after the actual Lunar New Year. At least this year, this time, it's going well past the Lunar New Year, which is good, and they're learning their lesson.
Oh, and real quick, when I was over there, I looked at the food booths over there, and they actually have some pretty cool signage.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll show Anthony a picture of that, and maybe if you guys are listening on YouTube, you can see the pictures of the signage if you haven't seen it yet. I was really impressed that they added nice, signs over there, so that's pretty cool. And don't forget to go over there and get your grub on. Lots of Lunar New Year foods going on.
Yeah, still your chance to get the Lunar New Year Sip and Savor Pass for $39, I believe, and you can get 6 items from any of the 4 Lunar New Year booths. So, yeah, check it out.
And don't forget Minnie's Valentine's Day surprise hunt thing is going on, so you can go over the park and get a map. Yeah, check that out. Go and see some of the clues or some of the things that you have to find. I saw 2 of them so far. Not looking for them, really just out of the corner of my eye. Oh, that's one of those things.
And also, if anybody's going to the Disneyland After Dark Valentine's Day event, which I believe is this Thursday.
Yes.
If anybody is going to that, make sure you guys send us a line after letting us know how that went. MousePIRE@gmail.com.
I actually have a friend who had 2 extra tickets, and I started thinking about it, but I was like, nah, I don't want to go. Almost thought about going.
If it was free.
I know, huh? Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. Don't forget, you also have Mickey's Get Your Ears On, all that event going on. You have the dance party at Tomorrowland. You can get your dance on with Mickey and all the pals over there. They're palling around at Tomorrowland, so you can do all that and all the fat times you can have in the park.
Yeah, and don't forget that Lunar New Year and Valentine's Day almost over. It'll be yet only a couple more weeks, and then Food and Wine Festival will be starting up in March. So,
yep, a lot of things going on.
Lots going on in what used to be a pretty boring time for Disneyland.
That's true.
Of course, you can keep up with all that stuff and more on our social medias. We're MousePIRE on Facebook, MousePIRE at MousePIRE on Twitter and Instagram, just MousePIRE on the Snapchat, and still no Tumblr.
You can find me at Blue1313 over on Instagram. Also follow Buttons by Diggs on Instagram. There you'll see your button orders going out. Don't forget to head over to dgpclothing.com. Get your MousePIRE gear. You can help support the podcast by purchasing your gear, or get some custom-made stickers. Get some custom-made car decals, sweatshirts, hoodies, T-shirts, whatever you need, especially for baseball season. Baseball season's here, and sometimes you're out there and it's cold, and you just might need a hoodie, and you can customize it with your kid's name on it, team name, or whatever. Or you can just have it say,
"Play ball."
There you go. And don't forget to head over to patreon.com/MousePIRE. You can help support the podcast there. Take advantage of Michael the Mail Guy's $3 special. Yes. And don't worry, your $3 is not going to go to a corn dog. And last but not least, you can check out the podcast on YouTube. Just search MousePIRE Podcast on YouTube. And as soon as Tim the Tech gets a chance, he'll upload it. He still has been very busy at his new job, learning some new programs for the lighting console. So that's what he's been doing when he's off of work. So anyway,
tell him to learn how to code.
Exactly. So yeah, you can check out the podcast there, and that's about it.
And until next time, remember, never give up on your failed dreams, because they will probably be rebooted anyways. So for Corn Syrup, the Bud Knight, and Left Shark's Ghost, I'm Anthony.
I'm Diggs.
Bye.
That's not how the Force works. This is not going to go the way you think.
That's what the Ram said. This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Audio, sound bites, and other clips are property of their copyright holders. All original stuff is ours and property of MousePIRE.com.
Tangeray.
I'm trying to get the cookie out of my teeth.
Get it out. Yeah, I was like, hold on.
Chew that shit.
I'm chewing it. In this week's episode, it's our annual tribute. Andy Warhol sort of eating a burger. Seeing more on this halftime of it. I'm out of practice, man.